This is the McGraw Show on KTRS.
Here, Big 550 KTRS. One of the good ones. Bob O'Laughlin with us here at the Big 550 KTRS. He is the owner of the ground we're sitting on right now, but lots of things going on, so we thought we'd invite him in for an update on all the things going on. Welcome back, Big 550 KTRS.
Well, thanks a lot, McGraw. Good to be with you.
Let's talk downtown Union Station. When we were talking off the air, I took Emerson to the aquarium. That's been up and going now a couple of years. That's going great guns, right?
Yeah, that's terrific. Even through the pandemic, which we were talking about just a few minutes ago, people wanted to get out. People are social. So it's done well from day one. Believe it or not, we opened it December 2019.
Yeah. Who knew there was a pandemic coming a month later? But the wheel, the carousel, the miniature golf, the soda fountain, that whole Union Station, I mean, it's been completely transformed.
Yeah, and most recently we added the pitch,
right,
which is kind of a sports soccer bar, and with the new stadium going up, and what a spectacular year they've had.
Yeah.
Team's doing well, packed every game, and what a beautiful stadium.
When you bought Union Station, though, you had no idea there was going to be a soccer stadium catty-cornered to Union Station 5 years later.
It's an interesting story. No, you're exactly right. I bought it in 12, and, soccer wasn't even on the horizon at that point in time. But I was part of the original group that looked at doing a soccer stadium,
right,
and they wanted to do it when the Rams moved down on the riverfront.
Sure.
And I was one that said, it'd probably be perfect along the Highway 40 corridor, where you've already got baseball and hockey. So we pursued it, and then when we didn't get tax credits, our group disbanded. And thank goodness Andy Taylor and Jim Cavanaugh came along, and they built it there. Which was really fortuitous for us.
Breathed all new life into that sort of Midtown area there.
No question about it. And I think it's perfect with NGA going in and all of the apartments being built. I'm really positive and really excited. I think downtown St. Louis, unlike some people, I think it's got a great future.
Yeah. Ballpark, Hilton at the ballpark. Let me ask you this question. Because that lobby was originally from the 1964 World's Fair?
Yeah, that's correct.
Is that still around, or what? Explain that story? I've never quite understood that.
Yeah, Mayor Cervantes at the time went to the 1964 World's Fair in New York, in Queens, and saw the Spanish Pavilion sitting there. So he had the whole thing broken down, shipped to St. Louis, and it was a tourist attraction. And then Don Breckenridge came along, built a hotel around it, and then Marriott bought it, and then we bought it from Marriott, and it's still there. It's part of the lobby.
It's part of the lobby.
Yeah.
So a little bit of history. So go see the Ballpark Hilton in the 1964 World's Fair.
And go up to 360. It's one of the top rooftop bars in the world.
What a great rooftop bar. Still great views of the stadium, right?
It's time and time again. We get reports. You can see the river, see the arch, see the stadium. And you can see the wheel at night. It's beautiful up there.
Not only can you see the arch, you can almost shake the hand of the people who are in the arch. I mean, that's how close you are. It's pretty neat.
It's really close. And along those lines, that was so successful, we're going to do one out here at Westport, top of the Gold Tower.
So you are doing one out here?
Yeah, on the 12th floor.
Okay, is that going to be on the top, or is it going to be what's the plan there?
Well, if you recall, there was the Japanese restaurant was up there when it first opened.
Right.
And they moved down into the mall area here and doing quite well, by the way. And then so it sat for a while, and just like Westport Social, we said, let's do something up there. And since 360 was so successful downtown,
right,
we're going to do it. We're going to reactivate the outside elevator We'll have an outdoor area, so you'll look into the new park we're building,
Right.
and it should be pretty spectacular.
Is it an engineering marvel, or is it pretty simple engineering-wise?
No, it's actually pretty simple. We didn't have to do it on top of the roof like we did downtown. We're actually using the 12th floor, but we're opening up a section, so it's kind of outside.
So the rooftop bar will be open, but it has a roof on top.
Correct.
Gotcha.
That's why we call it a rooftop bar.
Rooftop
There's
bar.
a roof.
I wasn't part of the marketing team. All right, so Westport being what it is, you bought it.
We bought it right around, 2009, 2010.
2010, and it was pretty long in the tooth. It had its run.
Yes.
We've been here for forever long, but you brought in Worldwide Technology.
Yes.
Which was a great, beautiful building, put in the lake, and then Westport Social, you mentioned, which used to be a movie theater, right?
Yeah, it sat there for about 10 years, and we said, what are you going to do with an old movie theater? And I've always liked the free sports, and I always liked the big screen TV, so we converted it into a sports bar.
Right.
And it is just done really well from day one.
It's more than a sports bar. This sort of shortchanges it a little bit. It's more of a activities bar, but you can go and grab lunch and bring some friends and play a little darts and have a little karaoke, but also sort of have a nice little dinner and nice food too. So it's not a sports bar, but it's a sports bar, if that makes any sense.
No, I like your description of it. Have you ever thought of joining our marketing team?
Get me out of this gig, no problem. Let's talk the main area. For those who don't know, the Deerdorf and Harts area, that sort of infield in Westport. What's the plan?
Well, we're knocking down the former Deerdorf and Harts and the former Minio's restaurant.
Yeah.
Actually, it's pretty much gone now. And it turns into 40,000 square foot, about an acre. And it's right in the middle of the complex, and we'll have restaurants on either side of it. And then we'll have a big screen TV and a stage. It'll be very similar to Ballpark Village.
Yeah, sort of like an outdoor amphitheater.
Yeah, absolutely. And it really ties in because Rawlings is moving their headquarters here. They'll be here in November, and the Gold Glove is going to go on top of the Gold Tower, and that'll be up in April. So they'll have a Rawlings experience where the Jive and Whale is, and below it, where Casa Gallardo used to be, will be a gift shop. So it'll be 2 floors, and it'll look right into this venue that we're talking about.
And then plenty, I mean, the restaurants are going to seem like there's going to be a lot more options here coming up real soon.
Yeah, we're taking the soda fountain from Union Station, which is really successful, and I would describe it like a Shake Shack and on steroids with burgers, shakes.
It has an old-time feel to it, though.
It does. Has the 50s and 60s music in it,
right.
And it really has a good vibe to it. That'll go where the old Bread Co. was. Trainwreck is staying. We're going to do another bar, kind of a whiskey bar, where Patrick's used to be. And we're redoing the whole complex. Plus, we're adding 255 apartments, which are going up in the parking lot near the McDonald's at the front of the
right in
building.
front of Perrick out here in the area.
Correct.
What about parking? You've always had plenty of parking?
Yeah, we have roughly 4,000 parking spots out here, and we added another 1,000 with Worldwide Technology. So it works real good because the people that work during the day, say from 8 to 5, they leave, and then the hotel patrons come in, and then all of the retail people come in from, say, noon on, and it works out really well.
I mean, it wasn't designed as mixed use, but you've sort of created the mixed use concept around it.
Yeah, it's the old live, work, play type of deal. In fact, I kid some of the people that have offices that they work from home. I say just, have them work in the apartment building, and then occasionally when they want to pick up a check, they just walk over to their office and pick up a check.
When will this all be done?
Everything will be done at the end of this year, with the exception of the apartments. That'll be done at the end of 24.
Yeah, and then is the chalet getting redone too?
Both the plaza, I'm glad you brought that up. You're really going to go on our marketing team. I forgot that aspect also. But we're currently redoing all of the rooms in the plaza. That'll be done at the end of this year.
Okay.
And then we're going to do the chalet next year. So at the end of 24, all of the guest rooms will be redone.
You don't do this by accident. You obviously have, you travel the world, you see what works, what doesn't work. When Westport first opened, it drew from a lot of areas. Are you expecting St. Charles people to come into Westport and West County people to come and Chesterfield people and South County people to come to Westport?
Yeah, the test was doing the sports bar, which, as you said, is more than just a sports bar. And they come from all over because it's unique. It's different. It's not in the county. This will be the first rooftop bar in the county.
Right.
And so consequently, the people, and I run into them all of the time that were here in the heyday, it's because it's a great location. It's off of 270 Page,
right.
8 miles from the airport. And the complex has so much to do. The Drunken Fish, we've got the Japanese, we have the Comedy Club.
Funny Bone, right.
So you can come out here and spend a weekend, and then there's a lot of sports teams, as you can see, the kids going through in the summertime that play soccer and softball. They stay here also. So it's got a lot to do.
You know what I think the hidden gem of Westport is Westport Playhouse. I think that thing is so cool, so intimate. You can do a million things with it.
Yeah, no question about it. And it's been re-energized recently, and we're looking forward to it. It's got so much to offer here. I'm excited about it. I moved to St. Louis when this was in its heyday, and everybody told me about it. You got to go to Westport. Well, I couldn't find it. I could go to work and go home. That's about all I could do when I first moved here. But now that I've been here 40 years and own the place, obviously it's great, and I think it's going to do extremely well.
Well, I've been coming to work here since 2005, and I barely know where it is. Whoever designed this thing should have been taking a drug test. But it's a weird. You see it from 270, but you can't get there. So it's survived. What is next for you? What are you buying? What are you fixing up? What's in the future?
Well, we're always looking at different projects to do. We're currently building a Hampton Inn at the airport right next to our Hilton out at the airport.
Okay. And
so that's really exciting. Then we're continuing to add different attractions to Union Station. We want to do one a year. So it not only is an aquarium, but it's a family attraction where people want to come down and spend a half a day, and just have a good time.
The only problem I have with Union Station is I've had lunch at that soda fountain place down at the Union Station. People wait an hour and a half for dinner, for lunch. That's amazing.
Well, that's a good thing. Like Yogi used to say, that place is so busy nobody goes there anymore.
That's why it's going to be right out here. Bob O'Loughlin with us. Website for anybody to find out more about all this stuff?
Yeah, I wish I could tell you what it was.
You fail the marketing.
Yeah,
you're the owner. You fail this whole thing.
We have people that do that.
Westport, 270 and Page. How about that? Bob, always welcome here. Thanks for coming in.
All right, thanks, McGraw.
922, Big 550 KTRS.